Hello everyone! Today I am super excited to get into some brand new QiYi non-WCA puzzles. QiYi is calling these the Super Ivy Cube and the Corner Mastermorphix, so let's take a peek. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Corner Mastermorphix. As far as I know, this is just a Jing's Pyraminx, but QiYi renamed it. I've never solved one before, and I've never owned one before, so I was super excited to get into this. This is actually a very cool looking puzzle. It has like frosted plastic. I actually really like this because it preserves the best qualities of black puzzles and the best qualities of stickerless puzzles. I love stickerless puzzles because the stickers never chip, and I love black puzzles because it's easy to see the cuts in the cube from far away. This combines both of those. I think this is brilliant, and I really like it. So let's go ahead and turn it. Oh, it clicks. Okay, I did not expect that. It must have a ball bearing or something. It turns very well. It's QiYi, so what do you expect? Let's go ahead and scramble this. I think I'll be able to solve this one without a tutorial. That's my hope, at least. That looks pretty scrambled already. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to solve this for the first time. I'm assuming that I need to get all the corners right. So let's make this blue side. I've got 3 corners here. And you don't need to worry about where they go because all they do is spin in place, so they can't interchange with one another. Then I guess I could put an edge in, like this. Just insert that, and then the green one goes in between these 2 green corners. And then red goes here. Oh, it's done. Would you look at that? Easy peasy. I'm gonna do that again because I'm assuming there's normally an extra step, you know, the last layer. It won't just skip every time. And I hadn't even dealt with the centers yet. So let's try this again. I'll go for blue again. And we have 3 corners. We'll insert this one edge. And we'll insert the green edge, like this. And then we'll insert the last edge. Here we go. This is a bit more like it. But this is just a 2-flip. I'm assuming I can use the same alg as on Pyraminx. Let's find out. Yeah, we can. And then we just need to swap the centers. This is actually a pretty easy alg that I know from solving the Master Pyraminx. If you want to swap these 2 and these 2, you can just put one in the front, one on the bottom, and then do 3 sledges. So 1, 2, 3. And that's solved. This is definitely on the easier side when it comes to non-WCA, but it's a very well-made puzzle and I really appreciate that. Now this one I expect to be much more difficult, but that just makes it more exciting, right? This one has basically the same design elements. It has the stickerless plastic with the black cutout lines. It looks amazing. I really like this. And QiYi is calling this a Super Ivy Cube because it basically turns the same way as the Ivy Cube does, but on every corner. So it has these kind of oval cuts in both directions. What that essentially turns it into is a Rex cube that just looks a bit different. Once again, they didn't really invent this puzzle, but they have redesigned it and it looks different than all the other versions of this cube. And I'm sure that the turning quality is much better. Yeah, this is incredible. Once again, it also feels like it has a sort of clicking mechanism. It's not as snappy as on the Jing's Pyraminx, but it's definitely there. You can kind of like turn the middle layer individually almost. It's all curvy. Very cool. I have no clue how to solve this, but I'm just gonna dive right into it and scramble it. And if I have to watch a tutorial, so be it, but I think it'll be fun to try to figure this out by myself. The problem with this one is I just don't know where to start with it. I'm gonna call this scrambled. I'm not sure if you're supposed to reduce it to an Ivy cube. I don't think so, but you never really know. My first instinct right now would actually be to align 3 edge pieces and then put these 3 in the middle of them. Maybe that's correct. So let's go ahead and try that. Alright, so I got 3 edge pieces, here, here, and here, that all line up. And I'm not sure if you should solve them all around the cube. Maybe I'll try that. So I'm thinking to put this white blue in right here, since it's the last one I need for the white face. Maybe I can just do a sledge, like this. Yeah, that worked. So now we have 4 white edges here. And then we can start working on the middle layer. For the middle layer, we have this one already in the right place, and this one. And so this red-blue needs to move over to here, and we can probably just spin it like this. Yeah, that works. And then the same thing over here, we can probably rotate this, and that solves these two reds. And then we have an H perm on the top, so green needs to go to the opposite side and swap with blue, and then orange and red need to swap. You know, I'm kind of using a concept from the Ready cube to solve this. You can do like a sledge here, which should solve one piece, yeah, this one, and then do a sledge here. And this should solve all of them. So the next thing I'm gonna try to do is solve the yellow side, since I see a bunch of these pieces together. Maybe it'd be cool to solve opposite corners here, and then put a line of 3 in all at once. Problem is I don't know how to swap these corner pieces around, so let's try to figure that out. Alright, I want to give a little bit of an update since I've been playing with this for a while off camera, maybe like 20 or so minutes so far, and I have gotten pretty far, I think. I feel like I'm on the right track, and I feel like I've been able to solve a lot of pieces. As you can see, I have the white side, and I also have the blue side. And then I'm slowly making the other sides, but I don't know if there's any particular order you're supposed to do them in. Basically, the method that I've been using is two concepts that I took from the Ivy cube. The first concept I've been using is the idea that you can spin a single corner like this, all this area. And that will help isolate these 3 individual pieces from whatever centers they're connected to. And the way you do that is just like, it's kind of like a pyramid sound, really. It's like R, U, R prime, U, R, U, R prime, U, like that. So as you can see, we can spin this corner individually from everything else. What you can also do is cycle 3 of these 3 long pieces in the middles. So for example, I can cycle this, this, and this with R prime, L, R, L prime, like that. I can cycle these 3, twist the corner, so like interchange these things, and then cycle these back. So that's the sort of method that I've been using to get this far. I am going to continue trying, and I really think this is the way to go. I'm very optimistic at this point, so I'm going to keep fiddling with it, and hopefully I'll get it. Alright, it's been probably less than 5 minutes since I recorded that last clip, and I've gotten very close to the point where I only need to swap 2 of these corners with 2 of these corners. It is a bit trickier now that there are fewer pieces to be solved, just because there are less unsolved pieces that you can swap out. So you have to be a bit more creative. Alright, so I tried something and it didn't work, and we still have 4 of these corner pieces that we need to move around. What I'm thinking might be the best idea is to try to get at least 2 of them around the same corner piece so that we could cycle them in a bit easier. So I'm going to try to do that. Okay, I'm not really sure what I just did, but it kind of accomplished what I was trying to accomplish. I got 2 pieces around the same corner that need to swap. See, the problem that I've run into here is that these 2 need to swap with one another, and these 2 need to swap with one another. They don't like all cycle together. I think for that to happen, I would need to have only 3 edges remaining. Alright, so funny story actually. I was doing an alg and dropped the cube mid-alg, totally lost my place and had to restart a bit. Unfortunately, kind of banged up the corner of this cube, but no biggie. I'll just deal with that. I have an idea of what to do now though. As you can see, it looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unsolved pieces. However, what I'm going to try to do is swap this with this. So I'm going to treat this as an unsolved piece. And then I'm going to try to cycle this to here, and then this to here. First order of business would be to put this blue over here. So we will cycle this corner. Like that. Okay. So now we have this corner here. First spin this blue to here. So I'm going to cycle this corner. Blue is on top. I'm going to sledge this in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to bring this back. So it looks solved, but then I'm going to bring the red back in. And then twist this corner back. Bam, it worked. So now we only have 3 pieces to solve. And this is the situation that we want to be in, finally. Just 3 pieces remaining, because it's, you know, a 3 cycle. Hopefully this should be easier to figure out by now. we got back to a position where we need to swap 2 pieces. So I guess theoretically, this is the closest I've gotten it to solved. Okay. So it's like I'm chasing this piece around the cube. I moved it from here to here. Actually, that's perfect, because now this white and this white are on the same corner piece. So I should be able to solve this. Yeah, I think we got it. Okay, I think I know what to do. We're gonna move this white into this position, this white into this position, and this blue into this position. So the first thing I'm gonna do is move the blue to the side. Bam, like that. And then I'll move this blue to the top. Sledge it in. Undo. Unsledge. Wait. Unsledge like this. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Would you look at that? All by myself. I am so happy. Gotta be honest, I'm really proud of myself for figuring that out. It was a lot of trial and error, but what I'm really curious to see is what the official method looks like. I wonder if it's similar to what I did. I'd imagine it's actually pretty similar though. I feel like this was a pretty good method. I just, wasn't too efficient with it, but we got there in the end, and that's what matters. It was much more difficult than the Jinx Pyraminx was to figure out, but these were both super fun puzzles. I'd like to give a huge thank you to TheCubicle for sending me these 2 awesome puzzles to check out, and I'll leave links in the description of this video if you'd like to purchase either of these from their store. The Jinx Pyraminx is a slightly simpler puzzle, very easy to figure out. This one is $7, and then the Rex Cube is slightly more complicated, definitely more difficult to figure out, but I'd say a lot more fun at the end of the day just because it takes a bit longer. This one's $14, both of them still quite affordable. That said, you can always get 5% off of all your orders from TheCubicle.com by using the discount code LCC at checkout, so be sure to use that code. That's all I have for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.